Welcome to the top 5 commanders from Battle for Baldur's Gate. I'm trying out a new type of video, so I have more on my channel than just daily commander deck tech, so I hope you enjoy. These are the 5 commanders I'm most excited for from the new set, so let's go. Number 5. OG the Exquisite Blade costs 2, a white and a blue for a legendary creature human monk. 2/3 that reads, when OG the Exquisite Blade enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and scry 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its control. This is a super cool commander if you love blink shenanigans, which of course, I do. One of the problems with blinking commanders like Brago is sometimes you draw into all of your flicker effects but none of your targets. This commander fixes that by having an ability worth flickering itself as well as being able to dig for more targets. Don't forget the ability to flicker creatures just off of playing 2 cards. This is an amazing option for when you've run out of flicker cards in hand and just have targets. Overall, I don't think this commander is going to replace anyone's Brago's deck, but it's a really cool design. Number 4. Minthara, Merciless Soul. For 2, a white and a black, this elf cleric has Ward X, where X is the number of experience counters you have. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, you get an experience counter. And creatures you control get +1/+0 for each experience counter you have. On the surface, this looks like a weaker commander since we only get 1 experience counter per turn, but we can cram a metric ton of proliferate effects into this deck to bump those counters up way faster. Then we run a bunch of hate creatures that'll be useful sometimes as hate creatures, but always useful as giant beaters. Don't even get me started on creatures that can't be blocked. This seems like an amazing commander for anyone who wants to always have a threat on board. Just don't forget some protection spells to keep your commander safe. Number 3. Elminster. Elminster, for 3, a white and a blue, is a legendary planeswalker. Whenever you scry, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. And then +2 to draw a card and scry 2, and -3 to exile the top card of your library, create a number of 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature tokens with flying equal to that card's mana value. This deck is sweet since it plays with scrying, which, as far as I can recall, isn't something we've had a commander care about before. Most of the best scrying effects are in blue as well, so if scry is your thing, you finally have a cool commander. I would also consider running way more board wipes than normal in this deck since your commander is a planeswalker and won't be destroyed by most board wipes. We can really leverage that into keeping our opponents from getting out of hand. Finally, I would run cards with alternate casting costs, that way we can exile them to make a ton of fairy dragons to beat down our opponents with. Number 2. Mirrum, Sentinel Worm. For 3, a green, a blue, and a red, we have a legendary creature, Dragon Spirit, with flying and Ward 2. And also, whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except that the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. I know for a lot of people out there, this commander pales in comparison to just running it in a deck with the dragon as the commander, but I think this dragon offers some unique benefits. Firstly, its mana base is going to be a little bit more affordable since you aren't going to have to go 5 color, and by having green you can really start to ramp early. Secondly, we run a small package of cards that let us double the tokens we make so we can get even more dragon copies. I think this is going to be a fun alternate dragon deck for anyone who is looking to shy away from the dragon. Finally, number 1, Merkel, Lord of Bones. For 4, a white, a black, and a green, we get a legendary creature, God. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half of your starting life total, Merkel, Lord of Bones, has Indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card except it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. I love this commander. Merkel screams build an Enchantress Aristocrats deck with me, and I am all for it. I think running traditional Enchantress effects are going to be great since even if we lose them, we can keep them around as enchantments to still draw our cards. We can also run a metric ton of board wipes since we're not going to be as creature-based as some other commander decks. I think this commander is super sweet, and if you think of a better build for it, please leave it in the comments below because I would love to hear it. Do you have a better top 5 list of commanders from this set? If so, leave it in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.